Hey, what's up, guys? JJ Starwind is here, back on YouTube. Finally came out of hiding, I guess. Well, not really. I just been busier than normal over this past year with this new job that I got now. So now that I got some free time tonight on this Friday, May 17th, I figure I'll finally come out and make a recording. And no, this won't be a corner episode this time because this will be off the head and frankly, truth be told, I'm quite disturbed by what I'm seeing in the gaming slash online community. And you can see the title. You're going to see the title. I don't know if I'm going to clickbait this or not. I'm debating on that. But you see the title, and yeah, if you're here, you're probably sympathizing with me or you're trying to flame me, whichever. But this is really sad that in the year 2024, we still have people getting outraged over certain, stereotypes of certain characters in certain settings in certain places in time at that, just in time. Okay, so for those that have not heard, Ubisoft, it's a big video game company based in Canada, but they have offices everywhere. Huge gaming company. So they're famous for the Assassin's Creed series, right? So they put out their latest installment, right? They put it out. It's out there now. They came out 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, on the 15th of May. They released the trailer because Assassin's Creed fan for years, have been asking Ubisoft to create a game based on the Creed series, the setting to be in Japan. All right. They've been asking this for a long time, and I've been speculating that it could happen in a long time, wondering when that was going to come out. But then all these other titles came out, I think after Syndicate, which I have not played. That's one of the few games on the Creed series I've yet to play. I played just about every main installment except for, I believe, Unity and Syndicate. And Unity, Unity was a mess. All right, so yeah, Ubisoft does not make the best games out there. They got some classics, but then they got flops too. Okay, I'm well aware of that. But since Syndicate, they made several other games in certain countries that I don't recall any other video game companies making these games, like in Egypt where Origins was at, Greece where Odyssey took place, and Valhalla, which was in England, but this was during the time the Vikings took over the country, quote unquote, right? They were somewhat colonizing the place, with their warmongering. But either way, like, Japan was never brought up. Japan, they have yet to make a game based on Japan. And then finally it happened. Like, oh, wow, they did make one. They finally did it. Whoa. And then from what I heard, the same team that made Origins and I think Odyssey too, they were the ones making this game. So, and then, yeah, they even confirmed it, like the map is going to be as big as Japan. I mean, not Japan, but Egypt. The Japanese map was going to be as large as Egypt, which is the Origins game. Crazy big. Okay, so that was exciting to hear. And I think I saw some of the cities they're going to. They're going to Osaka. They're going to Kyoto. They're going to Kobe. And a couple other places. So, yeah, this is going to be a big map. He's going to have so much to do. It's absurd. But let's get into the controversy. Let's get into it. To me, it ain't no controversy. It should not be a controversy. Like I said, especially in this day and age, in 2024. But it is. Because people did. I don't know what it is. Actually, I do know what it is. But man, so they bring out the two characters, right? The first character was a woman, name is Nioh, a shinobi from the Iga Ryu clan, which is one of the two famous clans in Japan. Okay, no problem at all. In fact, that's what the purists want to see anyway, the ones that were criticizing the next character. So the next character, sure, they could have put a Japanese male in there, but shout out to this guy, Matt Kim, who made this article on IGN, pretty much saying, hey, as much as I like to see more Asian male characters in gaming, going the samurai route or the ninja route is not the way to do it, because it's been done many times over, and he's absolutely correct. So I'm going to put that link in the description box for everybody to read. So shout out to that guy, Matt Kim. All right. So they brought a samurai as a co-lead in Assassin's Creed Shadows, and so They revealed him, and it's based on a historical figure who actually did exist. It's on record. Also, I'm gonna give a shout out to Preference and Passion Over Programming. All right, his channel, because he put out a video pretty much shutting these people up. And yeah, all the ones complaining, I'm not gonna name them. We're just gonna call them the trifecta. And if you don't know what the trifecta is, go watch this video and you can put 2 to 2 together or 3 together. Okay. So they bring out the next co-lead character. His name is Yasuke, right? And Yasuke is a slave, or at least I think he was still a slave when he arrived in Japan, via a Italian Jesuit missionary. Okay, that's how he got to Japan. He was brought there by his slave holder or master at the time, until he was recognized by one of the warlords or the shoguns at that time, Oda Nobunaga. Okay, and so from there, Nobunaga took the guy on his wing because he had never seen a man of his color before. And he saw how, big his physique was. It was very unique. And so he found him useful. And from there, at least for like a year or two, Yasuke worked with Nobunaga as a retainer, or like that girl said, busho or bushi. Okay. And those terms, according to her, the girl in Preference and Passion and Over Programming's video said that is a term associated with the samurai. So he may not have been a legit samurai, but he had samurai responsibilities. So we can kill that narrative right there, talking about he's not a samurai. Because I even saw another article, I guess, from a person that is on X or Twitter. They said in the Wikipedia arc for Yasuke, his edit, his profile on Wikipedia was edited at least 50 times. 50 times. 50? Are y'all that butthurt that they brought a non-Japanese guy as a samurai to represent their game? And then you want to change some kind of narrative thinking he's something less than? That is beyond sad. That is just truly sad. That you got to go out of your way to try to revise history. And I know history is written by people that want a certain bias, of course. But it's still on record. Okay, it's confirmed that, yes, Africans were in Japan during those medieval times. All right, during the slave trade era. It's well documented. He wasn't just the only one there. There were others there too. I read about that, particularly about Nagasaki. Like, you had several African slaves being brought by Portuguese and later the Dutch, going into Nagasaki, okay, doing, labor there, all right? Even being accommodated for their hard work too. But I won't get into that because that's too controversial. I don't want to get to that. That's too deep. Way too deep. Way too deep. But yeah, ever since the reveal of Yasuke, an African samurai, like, people have been going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over this reveal. I'm thinking, how, man? Like, y'all, there were other games with black characters in them, especially in the Creed series. I mean, before Yasuke, you had Bayakasiwa with Origins, right? Where was the outrage then when he was revealed? I'm trying to figure that out. And going back before then with Avalyn, the Grand Prix, during the Assassin's Creed 3 time, right? That was a mini game, but I mean, she didn't get to shine like Connor, but hey, she had her own game. She was in it. And then before that, you had Black Flag, Edward Kenway, his shipmate, Adewale. He had a spinoff when he finally decided to break away and become fully part of the Hidden Ones. Not the they didn't call it the Hidden Ones back then. They call it just the Assassins. The Hidden Ones was like Origins and after that. So when they brought in Adewale, he had his own game when he finally decided to, work separate from his captain, Edward. Okay? I'm trying to figure out what was the backlash back then. Dang. Like, I wonder what happened between pre-2015 to now, before all these games came out. Excuse me, 2017, because that's when Origins came out. I'm trying to figure out, when did all these people get crazy? All because they don't want to see a black male lead in a video game, or a co-lead. He's not even the lead. So here's my thing. I would like to see the Creed series, if it's going to be in Japan and they're going to go with the 2-character system, it's going to probably be like, I'm hoping to be, you can switch either way. You can play as the girl in some missions, you can play as a samurai in some missions. And you can mix and match. They could do it just like Rise of the Ronin. I'm playing that right now. And the cool thing about that game is during the missions, you can switch your character. You can play up to 3 characters. And you can switch characters. You can see that in my videos right now. Like I have myself, my main character. And if I get, in a jam, when I'm about to die or something, I switch to the next character. I switch to the character that I picked secondary. And I start playing as him or her. And I can switch back and forth, just to replenish my health or start using my perks in order to win the boss fights. So if they do it more like that, that would be pretty cool. That would be a different kind of feature. Actually, I think they did introduce that. I think they did that for Odyssey. I believe so, maybe. I got to go back and watch my old streams because I did play Odyssey on my channel. Like it's been some years, okay? I got to go back and actually see if they did do that, where you could actually switch in between missions and stuff, but I don't know. But if they do it like that, that would be something new that the series hasn't done before. But from my understanding, it's going to play pretty much like your standard Assassin's Creed game, maybe with some extra perks and stuff like that, some new features that they're trying to do. All right. So that's what I'm looking forward to out of this, me playing damn near every installment. But now, it doesn't like all the haters and all the critics don't want you to do that at all because they're just exposing their bigotry big time. And they just can't stand the fact that finally someone of African descent or whatever is getting some shine in a video game. And now they're over here crying about it's historically inaccurate. Historically inaccurate, really. When none of these games in Assassin's Creed have been historically accurate. Ever. Even the latest game, Mirage. Okay, what is an Iraqi man in Bassam doing with being a part of Loki? He's from Iraq. He's not from Scandinavia, but apparently he's Loki. You see what I mean? And I'm trying to figure out, okay, since y'all care so much about purism and history, let's go look at the Nioh series. Let's go look at Nioh with your boy William Adams. And I played Nioh. Nioh was an awesome game. It was hard. Woo! And that's on my channel too. Nioh. Nioh was crazy hard. Very enjoyable game. And I don't recall ever hearing anybody from Japan or anywhere outside Japan call foul when they revealed William as the protagonist. An Englishman. The white man. Okay? Nobody complained. Nobody said nothing. I certainly didn't hear it. But I went ahead and played the game anyway, and I enjoyed it. Okay? And yeah, even in that series, they revealed Yasuke, but he wasn't called Yasuke. He was called Obsidian Samurai. They revealed Obsidian Samurai, and as William, you do kill him. Okay, spoiler alert, you do kill him. But it was because he was guarding the tomb of Nobunaga the entire time. Like, he never left the man's side even after he died. He never left his master. He stayed there the entire time, guarding him pretty much for the remainder of his life until William showed up. Okay? So he lived by the samurai code to the very end in that game. And luckily, you get to play him again in the prequel, or the sequel / prequel, because Nioh 2 takes place before the first Nioh. And then from there, you actually get to, tag team with Yasuke in missions trying to find Nobunaga, for trying to figure out whether or not he got killed or not in that second game. Another spoiler alert. Okay? So there you go. I mean, I didn't hear any backlash off William. And yes, William even has a love interest when he fought Okatsu. He did. He had a love interest. Oh, and in Nioh, William was not the only foreigner. It wasn't just him. It wasn't just Yasuke. Team Ninja even included a white Spanish female in the game. A Spanish ninja, as Hanzo recalled. Hanzo Hattori. Because I heard somebody, or at least I read on Reddit, I guess, and I don't have a Reddit account. They said maybe they could have put Hanzo Hattori in there, who at the time was working with Tokugawa. They could have put Hanzo in there as the lead character, and not even put a Japanese woman or an African man in the game. Okay, but my God, that's been played out before too. Nioh beat y'all to that. Nioh beat you guys to that, because Hanzo was there for most of the game to help out William in missions. For most of the game. Okay, so again, shout out to that guy on IGN, Matt Kim. He wrote this, like, if you're trying to better represent so-called Asian men in video gaming, you can't just do it by continuously going through the samurai games, the ninja games, the kung fu games. You gotta mix it up now. You gotta start branching out some, okay? And this is basically what Ubisoft is doing, really. Even if you want to call the junk, oh, dare I say it, woke. If you want to call it that, this ain't nothing new that they've been doing all along. They've been doing it ever since the beginning. How is this any different? Just how? Y'all can tell me in the comments if you want. Just tell me how it's any different. Okay? But yeah, that's my take on this whole nontroversy, really. It's supposed to be a nontroversy, not a controversy. It's something to get outraged about, because there's really nothing to get outraged about at all. Not even close. But yeah, I will put this video in the community tab. That's pretty much all I got. I've ranted long enough, because I really think this is dumb and sad to see in the gaming space. But hey, there are, I'll say this much. They was even complaining about the game being online completely. I'll post that picture right now. They was even complaining that Creed was going to be available online all the time. You always had to have an internet connection, which was false. The company came out the next day and said, no, that's not true. It's true that you have to download the game online, but you don't have to stay online the entire time to play it. That makes no sense, especially for an open world game. Come on now. Woo, boy. People can't stay satisfied these days. They just can't. They got to find something to bitch about. Absolutely. But I'm done. Let me know what you guys think, man. This is crazy.